Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Isaiah St. Hilaire. Thank you for being with us today as Western Carolina faces off again against UNCG as the Western Carolina Catamounts yesterday were able to pull off the 9-5 victory against the Spartans, now coming with an overall record of 9-13 and 1-1 in the Southern Conference as UNCG fell yesterday to the Catamounts and now have a record of 14-9 and are now 1-1 in the Southern Conference. Senior Bryce Bowman yesterday keyed two-run first inning for the Catamounts and went 3 for 4, which was the team best yesterday. Had a 3 RBI outing in the winning effort. Matthew Kohler also delivered a 2-out single. Nobu Suzuku, another senior for the Catamounts, also singled to right field to plate Kohler to break the tie, in which was the top of the fifth inning. And Brett Pope, Matt Smith, Spencer Holcomb, actually, as I mentioned yesterday, he was able to score a solo home run, which was a very, very good run for the Catamounts as it put them up. It put them up to a score of 7-2 at that point, in which UNCG was in that large deficit at that point in time. Going over the starters today, first at bat, second base, Nobu Suzuki. Second at bat, the shortstop, Brett Pope for the Catamounts. Third at bat, right fielder, Bryson Bowman. Fourth at bat, left fielder, Matt Smith. Fifth at bat, first baseman, Caleb Robinson. Sixth at bat, designated hitter, Andrew Bullock. Seventh, the catcher, Spencer Holcomb. Eighth, center field, Matthew Kohler. And ninth, third baseman, J.D. Long. As we see Nobu Suzuki go to second. Starting pitcher for the UNCG Spartans today, Matt Frisbee. As we take a look at that one more time. See Suzuki hit it right in the left field. But unfortunately for the Spartans, Spitznagel not able to come up with it in time and deliver a good play for the Spartans. So we have a runner on second, Nobu Suzuki, as we have now the shortstop for the Catamounts, Brett Pope, up to bat for them this afternoon. Pitcher Bryce Hensley yesterday did not deliver a game well enough for the Spartans, as he delivered actually 3 strikeouts and 2 consecutive ones towards the end of the game. But right when he delivered those 2 strikeouts, the Catamounts went on a scoring spree, so to speak, and delivered 5 consecutive home runs. As again, the Spartans were not able to come back and deliver a victory or consecutive victory yesterday, as the Catamounts took the win yesterday by a score of 9-5. UNCG looking to bounce back today, as Frisbee just had thrown 1 ball, and now Pope hits it out of play directly behind him, and that will count as a strike. So Brett Pope, the batting average for the season, 125. Not where you want to be as a hitter. Looking to be productive today, of course. As we see Ryan Clinch, good awareness, making sure Suzuki does not advance to third base. So 2 balls, 1 strike here. Top of the first at the start of this game. Brett Pope at bat. So we see Matt Frisbee glancing towards second. He will deliver another strike. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes. For on deck we have, right fielder Bryson Bowman. Got it correctly this time. Frisbee set the pitch. Pope hits it towards the left side of the field, towards Spitznagel. That will be out of play as well. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes as Ryan Clinch very quickly starting the game will go up to the pitcher's mound and have a word with Matt Frisbee. Going over the outfielders for the UNCG Spartans, we have, as mentioned, Matt Frisbee at pitcher, Ryan Clinch at catcher, Michael Goss now starting first baseman, Austin Embler at second, Caleb Webster at third, Tripp Shelton at shortstop, Ben Spitznagel at left fielder, Andrew Moritz at center fielder, and Ryan Sigmund playing the right field position as we saw many balls hit from the Catamounts yesterday towards Ryan Sigmund's position yesterday. As Matt Frisbee just gets his first strikeout of the day, and that will be the first out for the UNCG Spartans. As we take a look at that one more time, Matt Frisbee just throws a really good fastball, and Brett Pope unable to hit that ball. The bat seemed to be a little above the ball. Frisbee throws the first strike. As mentioned, Bryce Bowman now the right fielder up to bat for Western Carolina. Bryce Bowman was a hero, so to speak, yesterday. As I said before, batting went 3 for 4. Really productive yesterday for the Catamounts as the Catamounts was able to defeat the Spartans, in which the series for this weekend has been tied 1-1. Catamounts look to end the series with a W, of course, as well as the Spartans. As Frisbee, as Suzuki now will advance to third. Frisbee throws. That was at the feet of Ryan Clinch. Ryan Clinch unable to handle the ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But Suzuki advances to third, and now we'll get another talk with Ryan Clinch and Matt Frisbee at the mound. Bryson Bowman for the season has a batting average of .500, and he showed his productivity yesterday, going 3 for 4 with the series between Western Carolina and UNCG. Has a batting average of .500 with 8 plate appearances, 3 runs, and Caleb Robinson, and Andrew Bullock, actually the top 3 hitters for the Western Carolina Catamounts. Is Frisbee ready to pitch once again to Bowman here. Frisbee throws. Bowman will ground one right to Caleb Webster. Suzuki will score. That will be the second out, however. But Suzuki will make it on base before the out. So now here at the top of the first inning so far with 2 outs. Nobu Suzuki, the second baseman, just scored for the Catamounts. It is now 1-0 Western Carolina. As we have now the left fielder Matt Smith up to bat, as he hits it right to Matt Frisbee, and Matt Frisbee will jog and get that out, that last out for the Spartans. So top of the first, score is 1-0. We'll be back after this.
At the top of the first, there was 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base.
The road to Omaha begins in Greenville, South Carolina. The Southern Conference Baseball Tournament comes to Fluor Field May 23rd through 28th. Enjoy some great college baseball with a trip to the NCAA's on the line in a city the New York Times calls one of the top places to go in 2017. Get your tickets to the tournament and book your rooms in that Greenville today. Experience the games. Explore the city.
Human beings can be hungry anytime they please. Maybe you messed up and didn't eat enough lunch. Perhaps dinner is very far away. It doesn't matter. Come to Arby's and solve your hunger problems with dollar sliders, cookies, small-sized fries, drinks, and shakes, each for $1 from 2 to 5 p.m., not a.m. Arby's, we have the meat.
The third and final game of the series between Western Carolina and UNCG, as the Catamounts were able to score off of Suzuki's run in the top of the first, with the score of now being 1-0 here in the bottom of this first inning, as the starting pitcher now today for the Western Carolina Catamounts is Brendan Nail. And Brendan Nail, a native of the Greensboro area, actually went to Page High School, which is about 10 minutes away from here, very close to the university. But I guess he decided to not stay close to home, still stay in state, but not stay close to home and move towards the western side of the state. As for the starting lineups today for the UNCG Spartans, we have second baseman Austin Embler up to bat first. Then behind him, Ben Spitznagel, the left fielder. Then center fielder Andrew Moritz at third. Fourth, the designated hitter, Cesar Trejo. Fifth, the third baseman Caleb Webster. Sixth, the shortstop Trip Shelton. Seventh, the first baseman Michael Goss. And eighth, the catcher Ryan Clinch. And ninth, the right fielder Ryan Sigmund. As Austin Embler will take the first strike today from Brandon Nail. There's a lot of Western Carolina fans as they're really confident in their team despite the record that they have. Always good to see the fans supporting their team, though. Even traveling, I believe, about 3 hours away, Western Carolina is from the Greensboro area. And Embler will swing, and it will be a miss. That will be the first strikeout for the Greensboro native, Brendan Nail. As now we have the left fielder, Ben Spitznagel, now into bat. As the replay actually just showed this strikeout once again. Austin Embler's caught there looking. But Austin Embler didn't have too much of a productive day. He did score yesterday. He actually hit a triple and then ended up scoring on a sacrifice fly. Spitznagel will take that first strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Austin Embler, one of the more productive sophomore players for the UNCG Spartans, as he did win SoCon Player of the Week as well as SoCon Player of the Month. Now Ben Spitznagel taking that second ball, attempting to get on base and be the first one for the day. As he hits it right past Nail, right down center field, into the glove of Matthew Kohler. But he will get on first base, as Spitznagel had a few of those yesterday throughout the game. As now Andrew Moritz, the center fielder, comes on the bat with Cesar Trejo as well, the Greensboro native, on deck after Moritz. He will take the first strike. Moritz, a sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina. The Queen City is what we call it here in North Carolina. Very big city, if not the biggest city in North Carolina. And Moore's deciding to come over here for his college education as well as play baseball, as he will take the strike two. That will be now 2 strikes, 0 balls, and good start for Brendan Nail. As Brendan Nail has 1 strikeout, only allowed one runner on base so far. Good awareness from the catcher, Spencer Holcomb. Always good to see these catchers being aware of what the situation is in the outfield and him not allowing Spitznagel to run to second even after a wild pitch. As that was 1 ball now. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Andrew Moritz here. Andrew Moritz will barely get a piece of it. That will be towards the left side of the field, hit out of play. So the count remains the same as we again have some children out here. Actually, this time with gloves. Yesterday they did not have gloves. Today they're ready for any out-of-place shots that come towards their way. Maybe hoping to be the MVP for the Spartans. As Nail throws it towards first baseman Caleb Robinson, not allowing Spitznagel to advance. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, the bottom of the first. Andrew Moritz at the plate right now, and that will be another ball as it hit the ground. But again, good awareness for Holcomb, the catcher for the Catamounts, not allowing any bases to be stolen in that situation. Nail set the pitch. Glancing towards first base, as a pitcher should. As Moritz will hit it towards left field, a really good hit. Be a good single for Moritz. And that will get the Spartans a runner on first and second now. As we maybe look at the replay here, perhaps. Maybe not. As Cesar Trejo now comes up to bat. The designated hitter for the Spartans did not have a good day yesterday. Went 0 for 4. Popped up 2 and grounded 2 out as well. He's looking, of course, to bounce back from that as he takes the first strike from Nail. But going back to the hit from Morris, those are the hits that you really want. Down third base or down first base, as it wasn't completely it wasn't traveling on the ground the whole way, but it was right over the head of third baseman Jake Long. As now the Spartans able to have 2 runners on first and second. Trejo now attempting to at least get the bases loaded for the third baseman Caleb Webster, who is on deck today. Excuse me, J.D. Long. It was not Jake Long. As Trejo would take the second strike. J.D. Long is the third baseman for the Catamounts. As the ball hit from Moritz was right above his head. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. As wow, Trejo barely got a piece of that. Once again, it looked to be it was going to be a strikeout. Remain the same 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trejo awaits the pitch from Nail. Nail will throw. And that will be a second strikeout for Brendan Nail. Not a good start for Cesar Trejo as he attempted to bounce back, or as he attempts to bounce back today. As we now look at the replay, or excuse me, I'm a little late, but looked to be like it was a fastball straight down the middle, and Trejo attempting to put some strength in it. Just the bat was too low, or swung too low for the ball. As Webster will take the first strike, be 2 outs, or with 2 outs. Nail looks to close the inning and not allow a run from the Spartans this bottom of the first inning this afternoon. Webster will throw, and catcher Spencer Holcomb will kind of juggle the ball but not allow it to touch the ground. No runners will advance. So we have the shortstop Trip Shelton on deck. Up to bat if Webster is able to get on base here. But going back to Cesar Trejo, just not the start he wanted, as he went 0 for 4 yesterday, as Caleb Webster will hit it out to play. Not near the 2 young men over there that are ready, popcorn in one hand, glove in another, perhaps taking a break right now. But going back to the game here, 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. It's Webster attempting to at least get on base here. Webster will hit it towards the right side of the field and out of play once again. As we had the second baseman, first baseman, and right fielder, so Bryce Bowman, Nobu Suzuki, and Caleb Robinson, go try and attempt to get that ball out chase after. Very good awareness for the team. That's definitely something. That's something the coaches definitely want to see in a team. Good hustle, even though it's 3 guys. Out of those 3 guys, somebody calls it and says, look, I got it, it's mine. As Webster will hit it out of play, grounding it towards third base. Still remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Trip Shelton on deck yesterday was pretty productive yesterday for the Spartans. He actually ended up hitting 3 singles for the day for the Spartans yesterday. As Caleb will hit it right in between second and first. And UNCG will score, will have their first run, as well as a second. And UNCG takes the lead just like that. 2-1 now. The Spartans lead. As Ben Spitznagel gets home first and Andrew Morris will get their second. So we look at the replay once again. That hit by Caleb Webster goes right in between Suzuki and Robinson, as Bowman attempts to throw it all the way to third. But then third baseman J.D. Long unable to come up with it. That will count as an error for the Catamounts. And 2 scores for the UNCG Spartans now in the bottom of the second, leading 2-1. Good start. And it's always interesting, as I've mentioned before, with 2 outs, it's like the pressure is on, but at the same time, teams are able to be what some people would say clutch in the moment. Definitely what people use to describe the Hall of Famer Michael Jordan in his time, especially throughout the 90s for the Bulls. But coming back to Spartans baseball, they were all clutch. Both runners were clutch at this moment. So really good start for the Spartans here. Is Trip Shelton batting now with 1 ball and 1 strike. Is Caleb Webster able to produce a double for himself as well as send 2 runners home. So he is the lone runner right now on second. As Trip Shelton attempts to get on base with 1 ball and 2 strikes here. As he will swing, and that will be a strikeout. However, UNCG does score with 2 runs batted in. Scores 2-1. We'll be back to the top of the second after this. Or we will see the replay once again of the strike. It looked like he got a piece of it, but did not. So 2-1. We'll be back after this.
Some of the changes I've seen myself since I've been here at UNCG is just, I've been really challenged. I've been really encouraged to come out of my comfort zone.
As a professor, what I feel is most important is to find that passion.
You have this dream of doing something bigger for the world, but you don't know how to get there. This is the place where you go to figure it out.
Welcome back to the top of this second inning now, with the UNCG Spartans now leading the Catamounts 2-1, with the Catamounts taking the lead at first, with Nobu Suzuki, the second baseman, being able to get home. But then in the bottom of the first, Ben Spitznagel as well as Andrew Moritz able to score for the Spartans, now making it 2-1 UNCG. And now up to bat at the top of the second inning is the first baseman for the Catamounts, Caleb Robinson. Caleb Robinson yesterday had some productivity, as the whole team had pretty good productivities, altogether scoring 9 points, or excuse me, 9 runs, as he attempts to bunt here. That will be the first strike. Puts it out of play. So a few bunts yesterday from the Catamounts. They were just really, to say the least, really, really good bunts, and hitting it towards third base, very difficult for the pitcher to get. And as a pitcher, you just got to hate that, as Frisbee throws his second strike, or throws a strike to Robinson here. But as a pitcher, bunts are very detrimental because they're hit in play, but it's like almost unfair because pitcher's mound, in essence, is so far away from home plate. You have to hustle all the way to the ball and then hit it to whatever base the runner is closest to, as Ryan Clinch, with good awareness there, make sure that ball doesn't go out of, far away from his reach. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Matt Frisbee here as he throws again. Robinson will hit it right into the glove of Ben Spitznagel, and that will be the first out for the Catamounts here. And the designated hitter now, the power hitter, as he is built like one. Built like Big Papi from before he retired from the Boston Red Sox. David Ortiz, always known as a power hitter, has the body and, of course, has the strength to hit it out of the park. Almost every hit he got. Big Papi not able to run that well. Bullock has him on that, as Bullock showed yesterday, but always a power hitter. Always go down as one of the best players in Boston Red Sox history. As Bullock now takes the second ball from Frisbee. And with 1 out, Frisbee throws again. Bullock will hit it out of play towards the Western Carolina side of the fans. As noted yesterday, Western Carolina split up here from the UNCG Spartans fans and families who are watching their young men play football this afternoon for them. Is that will be strike number 2. The Bullock hits it directly behind him. Bullock had a productive day yesterday when needed, going 1 for 3. As he hits one again right behind him, it will remain, well, excuse me, that was a ball 3 actually. Full count. Sorry about that. But yes, Bullock did have a productive day when needed, going 1 for 3, but he hit a double, and Catamounts were able to score off of his hit as he hits it towards the left side of the field, right towards Ben Spitznagel, who's able to get that. Ben Spitznagel busy so far getting the first 2 outs for the Spartans as catcher Spencer Holcomb now up to bat for the Catamounts. So with 2 outs, the lone solo home run hitter yesterday for the Catamounts up to bat now. And as mentioned earlier, that home run was just a beauty as it hit in between Ben Spitznagel as he grounds one right to Caleb Webster. Webster will throw to Michael Goss, who will get the final out. No runs allowed by Frisbee, top of the second inning. We'll be back after this.
In the top of the second, there were no runs on no hits, no errors.
Add big flavor to your next get-together with Subway Catering, featuring good-to-go boxed meals with a side and freshly baked cookie, crowd-pleasing giant subs, and piled-high sandwich platters overflowing with flavorific choices. All made the way you say with everything you love, like jalapenos and Chipotle Southwest sauce. Subway Catering is simple and satisfying, a great value for any budget. Just call 877-360-CATER or visit Subway.com and let us take care of any occasion. Subway, cater fresh.
Welcome back to the bottom of the second inning now with UNCG not allowing any runs scored by WCU here. And in the bottom of the second, UNCG will look to expand their lead. As we go over some of the standings here in the Southern Conference with Mercer overall at 21-4. They sure are leading the pack here and with a 2-0 record, with Wofford right behind him as far as in the Southern Conference standings, 2-1. UNCG here tied for third place, 1-1 with VMI, Western Carolina, the Citadel as well, with Furman 1-2. Stanford not playing a Southern Conference game yet, and ETSU 0-2. As up to bat now for the UNCG Spartans, we have first baseman Michael Goss up to bat here, as he came in late yesterday taking over for Devin Ruiz, who Devin Ruiz, mind you, actually was responsible for 1 RBI and a double. He was somewhat productive for the Spartans today, or yesterday, excuse me. Michael Goss here taking the first strike. 1 ball and 1 strike for him this afternoon. Michael Goss is senior, one of the leaders here for the Spartans team. As he will hit one out of play directly behind him for strike 2. Always good to have your seniors as for the freshmen and sophomores just entering college or have been in college 1 year. As he hits one right, it looked like right next to the catcher. Looked out of play, but it wasn't. Spencer Holcomb, but that will be out, number 1. So that will count as a ground out for him. So we look at the replay once again. He hits it Oh, but it bounced off the catcher. That's what it was. So it bounced off Spencer Holcomb, and Spencer Holcomb with really good awareness, able to throw that to first baseman Caleb Robinson. As now we have the catcher for UNCG, Ryan Clinch, up to bat. He will take that first strike. It will be 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out for UNCG this afternoon. Of course, leading once again, scoring 2 runs thanks to both Spitznagel and Moritz. So Ryan Clinch looked as if he was attempting to bunt, but saw that bunt wasn't going to be successful. So just allowed it to cross outside the strike zone, and that will be a ball 2. So down 2 balls, 1 strike for Ryan Clinch, the junior from Jamestown, North Carolina. Now he will take that 3rd ball from Nail here. Other games going on today. Furman at Wofford, ETSU at Mercer, VMI at the Citadel, and Samford at Kansas. That will be starting a little later, 2:05 p.m. to be exact. As it will be full count for Clinch now. Strike 2 for the junior. Nail throws. Clinch will hit it right to the shortstop, and that will be another out. So just like that, back-to-back groundouts for the Spartans, as Brett Pope able to throw all the way to first baseman to Caleb Robinson, able to make that play for that out. As we have Ryan Sigmund now, the senior from Danville, Virginia, the right fielder for the Spartans, coming up to bat. So with 2 outs, Ryan Sigmund looks to perhaps be clutch again, as mentioned in the previous inning, and score some runs, or at least get on plate, or excuse me, on base for the Spartans this afternoon. He will take that 1 strike, that first strike from Nail. He will take the 2nd strike now from Nail. So just like that, 2 strikes, 0 balls, and 2 outs. Ryan Sigmund has to be feeling some sort of frustration here. That was a little outside, so now 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Austin Embler will be on deck if Ryan Sigmund is able to, at the very least, get on base for the Spartans. As Nail will throw. Sigmund will throw one in between center and left field and will get there. Or, excuse me, the Catamounts will not get there in time. That will count as a good single for Sigmund. So Austin Embler now is up to bat. Look at the replay once again. Sigmund hitting it right in between left and center. We call that left center field. Center fielder Matthew Kohler unable to grab it. It looked as if he was able to, but was not. And that will be a good hit for Ryan Sigmund. As Embler, who struck out the bottom of the first, will be up to bat here. Embler, as mentioned before yesterday, went 1 for 3 with a triple and then a run scored for the Spartans yesterday. But, of course, Spartans not able to come back from that deficit they had initially, that 7-2 deficit they had initially, as they ended up losing 9-5. Austin Embler will take that strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike, with again 2 outs for the Spartans in the bottom of this 2nd inning, with Ryan Sigmund on base. Nail gets set to throw. Embler awaiting the pitch. And Ryan Sigmund thinking, look, I'm just trying to help out the Spartans here. I want to advance so I can get closer to scoring. Nail now fooled. Throws it right back as Sigmund has to get back on the first. Nail will do the same thing once again. Throw it right to Caleb Robinson, the first baseman for the Catamounts. As Neil will glance towards first once again. Gets set to pitch. Will throw. As that will be strike 2 for the sophomore from Southern Pines, North Carolina. Kind of near the Raleigh area, kind of central area of North Carolina here. This is second year with the Spartans as Ryan Sigmund will choose to run. And a very poor decision as that will be the third and final out. So at the bottom of the second, going to the top of the third, the score remains the same, 2-1 UNCG. We'll be back after this.
In the bottom of the second inning, there were no runs, one hit.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Greensboro and Winston-Salem, it would be Jason Bramblett. He attracts hundreds of buyers and creates so much demand that Jason can guarantee if your home doesn't sell at a price and deadline you agree to, he will buy it. Partner with the agent I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
And welcome back to the top of the third inning as the UNCG Spartans still leading the Catamounts 2-1. However, was not able to expand on their lead in the bottom of the second. As Austin Embler, the last person to hit, had 2 strikes, and then Ryan Sigmund, the only runner for the Spartans in that inning, attempted to steal second base, but Nobu Suzuki said, the second baseman for the Catamounts said, we are not allowing that. As up to bat for the Western Carolina is center fielder Matthew Kohler. Kohler will take the first strike from Frisbee. This top of the third. And he will hit one out of play towards right field, towards first base to be exact. That will count as a strike. So now 2 strikes for Kohler. Frisbee throws. That will be a little outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Matthew Kohler this afternoon in the top of the third. That will be ball 2 here. Inside, almost actually hit Matthew Kohler. Frisbee throws. And that will be a strikeout for Frisbee. So that will be the first out for the Spartans. As we take a look at it once again. The ball seemed to be a little outside, but he did swing at it, so that does count as a strike and a strikeout for Frisbee. Good start for Frisbee here. As he will throw the first ball to third baseman J.D. Long. J.D. Long did not play yesterday, but is in today for the Catamounts. So he takes that first strike from Matt Frisbee here. Frisbee throws. J.D. Long hits it out of play. All the way outside the right field as 2 young men look to try and see if they can get that ball out of the fence, but that's a little out of their reach. Frisbee throws again. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. So on deck we have second baseman now. Nobu Suzuki, as Long will pop one up into the vicinity of Austin Embler, and Austin Embler will make the grab. So 2 outs now for the Spartans. As mentioned, Nobu Suzuki now up to bat, and he hit a double in the top of the first, and is responsible for the only score so far for the Catamounts this afternoon. But with 2 outs, the pressure is on. I guess clutch would be the word of the day for both teams here, as that is what's needed for Suzuki this afternoon, as he will take the first ball from Frisbee. Frisbee throws again. Another ball. 2 balls, 0 strikes. Not a good start for J.D. Long, who just hit before the pop-up to Austin Embler. As mentioned before, he did not play yesterday, looking to make a difference for the Catamounts today. Suzuki will take the first strike. 2 balls, 1 strike given by Matt Frisbee here. Matt Frisbee set to throw. He will throw. And that will be ball number 3. Too far on the outside. Suzuki takes a couple seconds to practice winging real quick. Now ready for it. Frisbee throws. Suzuki will hit it right to Trip Shelton, and that will be the 3rd and final out. So good outing for the UNCG Spartans, as the score remains the same. We'll be back after this, the bottom of the 3rd.
Top of the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base.
As we saw that replay once again. Trip Shelton, good grab. We'll be back after this.
These are the student athletes. This is where they train. These are their homes. This is where they become Rhodes Scholars and academic All-Americans. These are the athletes they've always admired. This is where champions are crowned and moments are made. This is the Southern Conference.
Welcome back to UNCG versus Western Carolina Catamounts here, as the Spartans played really well. Infielder Matt Frisbee pitching really well for the Spartans, not allowing any runs. So here in the bottom of the 3rd, as second baseman Austin Embler comes up to bat, looking to extend the lead. UNCG still leading 2-1. Embler with a strikeout in the first, looks to bounce back from that and swings and misses here. First strike given by Neal. So, as mentioned earlier, Brendan very familiar with the Greensboro area, as he went to Page High School here as a junior. His 3rd year in college now. So he just throws the second strike to Embler. Junior year can make juniors on a baseball team feel real pressured, as Austin Embler pops one into center field, falls right into the glove of Matthew Kohler. That'll be the first out here. So not a good start for Austin Embler. here in the bottom of the third. But first baseman now, Ben Spitznagel. Left fielder Ben Spitznagel will be up to bat here, and he will take the first ball. Going back to how juniors feel pressure, they know they have scouts watching them and everything, and it's their their second to last year having that chance to get into the draft for baseball for MLB, going into the major leagues, and of course their goal isn't to go into the minor leagues, although there have been players that have gone into the minor leagues then go into the majors. As Nail will throw again, that will be ball 3. But yeah, it's just a lot of pressure, as well as, it's your third year of college, and academically a lot of work can be piled up as you try to perform athletically for the team, as that will be the fourth ball thrown by Nell. Spitznagel will get a freebie here, as now Andrew Moritz, the center fielder for the Spartans, will come up to bat. And he hit a single in the first and also scored in the first for the Spartans in the bottom of the first. Andrew Moritz, being a sophomore, still has one more year until feeling all the pressure, as I was mentioning before. He will take the first strike. These juniors definitely want to be able to perform at their best for these scouts to see. They can have their chance of getting into the major leagues after their college career is done and over with. Andrew Moritz, as said earlier, up to bat with Spitznagel getting a freebie, getting a walk on first. Nail throws to Robinson. Robinson sort of bounces away from, or jumps away from Spitznagel, looking to tag him but could not before Spitznagel touched the bases. Nail gets set to throw, and Nail will throw now. Tries to get it from Moritz. Spitznagel will be out, while Morris will be safe on base. Cesar Trejo is now up to bat. We look at it once again. Hits it right past the pitcher, Brendan Nail. The shortstop, Brett Pope, able to get Spitznagel out. Not able to throw to Caleb Robinson in time. Cesar Trejo 0 for 1 so far, looking to be productive today for the Spartans. And he's looking to forget the day he had yesterday as the designated hitter for the Spartans. Looking to bounce back and just make a difference for the Spartans today and help out in scoring. Caesar will hit it, and that will go past the shortstop, Brett Pope. As Brett Pope unable to make that grab. That will count as a single for Trejo. We look at it again. Trejo hits it right past the glove of Brett Pope. Actually, not past. Brett Pope's glove was above the ball as he missed that ball, and it was up to then Matt Smith, the left fielder, to get it. But now we have a runner on second and a runner on first, as that is Andrew Moritz on second with Trejo on first. As the third baseman, Caleb Webster, now will be up to bat as he will take that first strike. Caleb Webster had a really, really good hit the first inning, a double, and is responsible for both Spitznagel and Moritz scoring in the bottom of the first. And he will hit it and pop one up towards center field where Matthew Kohler will end the inning there. So no runs given up against by the Catamount. And the top of the fourth. We will be here with the top of the fourth after this.
The road to Omaha begins in Greenville, South Carolina. The Southern Conference Baseball Tournament comes to Fluor Field May 23rd through 28th. Enjoy some great college baseball with a trip to the NCAA's on the line in a city the New York Times calls one of the top places to go in 2017. Get your tickets to the tournament and book your rooms in that Greenville today. Experience the games. Explore the city.
Human beings can be hungry anytime they please. Maybe you messed up and didn't eat enough lunch. Perhaps dinner is very far away. It doesn't matter. Come to Arby's and solve your hunger problems with dollar sliders, cookies, small-size fries, drinks, and shakes, each for $1 from 2 to 5 p.m., not a.m. Arby's, we have the meat.
And welcome back to the top of this fourth inning. The Catamounts facing the UNCG Spartans this afternoon. The Spartans still leading 2-1. Catamounts not giving up any runs in the bottom of the third inning. And up to bat for the Catamounts, we will have the shortstop Brett Pope. As there was a hit earlier for the Spartans in the the bottom of the third, where the ball just was right beneath the glove of Brett Pope. But lucky for him, UNCG not able to score in the ensuing play. So Brett Pope up the bat now with Matt Frisbee inhaling, taking a deep breath. Throwing now. Brett Pope will hit one towards Ryan Sigmund's way, as Ryan Sigmund will get that first out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where the sweet spot can kind of fool you, as I've experienced that as well in my days of playing baseball. Almost, but not quite, as Ryan Sigmund is able to get there. Wasn't out of the park there. As we now have Bryce Bowman, the right fielder, who grounded out in the first, 0 for 1 today, is batting now and will take that first strike given by Frisbee. Frisbee will throw again. That will be strike 2. So with 1 out, 2 strikes given by Frisbee to Bryce Bowman. Matt Frisbee really focused today, as we saw him taking that deep breath earlier. He throws again, be a pop-up and out of play by the right fielder, Bowman. But Matt Frisbee really having that cool, calm, collected demeanor going on here. As he throws once again, clinch, making sure the ball doesn't get away from his glove there. 1 ball now. So Frisbee gets set to pitch again, and on deck we have the left fielder Matt Smith up to bat, and that will go right in between Trip Shelton and Austin Embler, and Trip Shelton kind of jogging towards the ball the ball was going fast, but you would think that you'd want to hustle no matter what in this situation here. But as we take a look at it once again, Bowman hits it right past Frisbee. Frisbee attempting to grab it, but we see both Embler and Shelton, I guess, knowing that the center fielder Moritz was going to get that ball for them. As we got the left fielder Matt Smith now up to bat, taking a ball from Matt Frisbee here. So still with 1 out, and Bryce Bowman on first here for the Catamounts. Looking to advance. Frisbee will throw. That will be inside, low and inside. Ball number 2. So we have Bowman looking to steal. Runners always looking to steal. And there it is, right there, the throw to Michael Goss, first baseman for the Spartans. You could tell sometimes you can tell the difference between looking to steal the base and actually looking to accomplish it. As that will be hit out of play towards left field, strike 1, 2 balls, 1 strike now for the left fielder, Matt Smith, at bat. So on deck is Caleb Robinson, the first baseman for the Catamounts. So he will get a chance to hit here regardless of the outcome. That will be ball 3 being thrown. Ball 3, 1 strike now. Frisbee throws. That will be ball 4. So that will be a walk. And Matt Smith will advance indeed. That looked to be a strike, but it was low. We can get another look at it real quick to kind of see where exactly it landed. As Matt Frisbee now will get a talk from Ryan Clinch, one of the assistant coaches here. We see them discussing a little bit. This is his second, or his third, I believe, his third walk that he has given for the day. Matt Frisbee started out okay. He did give up the run, courtesy of second baseman Suzuki. But overall, he's been okay, just giving up those walks now. We have the first baseman now, Caleb Robinson, for the Catamounts up to bat, with both Bowman and Smith on first and second. Robinson prepares for the pitch. He will swing, and that will be strike 1. So 1 strike, 1 out. Frisbee gets set to throw once again. He throws. Robinson will pop that up. And 3 people there we go. Trip Shelton gets the grab. That will be the second out. Really good hustle by all 3 outfielders there. Andrew Moritz, Trip Shelton, and Austin Embler. And Trip Shelton eventually calling it, saying, "I got it, guys." And for the second out for the Spartans here. That's something that a coach enjoys seeing there. 3 guys heading towards the ball, and in the end, one of them catching it and executing the play. So we now have Andrew Bullock, the designated hitter, who popped one up in the second, and that will indeed be safe for Bryce Bowman. He was looking to advance to third, but did not. With Bryce Bullock up to bat, and Spencer Holcomb, the catcher, on deck. Frisbee will throw. That will be a strike, so strike 1. Frisbee had good awareness as we heard the crowd before, thinking that Bowman was out. Shelton was there covering. Good heads-up play by both, just according to the umpire, not quick enough. As we just saw Frisbee attempting to, or looking towards Bowman's way, towards second base once again. So 1 strike and 2 outs. Frisbee throws, and Bullock will hit it out of play towards the left side of the field. So now with 2 strikes and 2 outs, Frisbee looks to end the top of this 4th inning and give UNCG another chance to extend their lead here this afternoon. Looking to close out the series, the advantage of 2 wins and only 1 loss. Today's both Bowman and Smith will advance, or seemingly advance, but do not, as they thought the hit was initially in play. And runners can get very anxious out here looking to score, especially when they see so many pitches thrown by the pitcher. They're just wanting either their teammate to hit the ball or them to be able to steal it. And that will be ball 1. Frisbee not able to close out yet in this top of the 4th. So Bullock again at bat. And Holcomb on deck. Bullock looking to at least get on base, as that was inside. However, it looked as if he swung all the way, but he did not. Bullock saved himself there by that last second hesitation. Frisbee gets set to throw again. Bullock awaiting. And that will end the inning there. Good strikeout thrown by Matt Frisbee. And we will return at the bottom of the 4th inning after this. Take a look at the replay once again. Really good strike thrown. Looked to be low, but it was a strike indeed. Back to the bottom of the 4th.
Some of the changes I've seen myself since I've been here at UNCG is just, I've been really challenged. I've been really encouraged to come out of my comfort zone.
As a professor, what I feel is most important is to find that passion.
If you have this dream of doing something bigger for the world, but you don't know how to get there, this is the place where you go to figure it out.
Welcome back to Western Carolina versus UNCG. UNCG still leading 2-1. They again did not allow any runs in the top of the 4th. Now up to bat here in this inning will be the shortstop Trip Shelton. Trip Shelton is 0 for 1 so far with the ground out in the bottom of the 2nd. Today, UNCG will be facing Asheville Tuesday this upcoming week, or this week, excuse me, it is Sunday, March 28th at 6 p.m. As they, after that, then will be traveling to ETSU. That will be Friday, March 31st. They will have a series there for that weekend, as the junior Trip Shelton looking to be 1 for 2 here. Grounds one right into the glove of J.D. Long, who hits one, who throws it to Caleb Robinson. That will be the first out for the Spartans here in the bottom of the fourth. As now the first baseman, Michael Goss, looks to come in now and be 1 for 2 as he grounded one out in the bottom of the second. It appears as if he was looking to bunt. Brendan Nails still in, still pitching for the Catamounts. Throws again. As that ball will go right beneath the catcher, Spencer Holcomb. Michael Goss has mentioned before, a senior, one of the really good leaders of the team, as he will hit one towards third base, and that will go right past J.D. Long, and that will be a base hit for the senior from Georgia. Now the catcher, Ryan Clinch, is now up. Junior out of Jamestown, North Carolina. As we take a look at that replay, that magnificent hit towards third base, as we see third baseman J.D. Long just not able to come up with it as he tried, and Ryan Clinch will hit a perfect bunt right down third base, still in play, or will not actually, as it seemed to be third base, seemed to be perfect, but was not. That last second, it went outside the white line there. That would be strike one for the catcher here today. As far as his day goes, the second inning, he grounded one out. So definitely aiming for that left side of the field, as it seems, as he hits one towards the left side of the field out of play. It'll be 1 ball, 1 strike for the catcher there. They will throw, and that will be a strike. That will be a strikeout. Excuse me, it was 1 ball, 2 strikes before. That will be a strikeout for the catcher there. So just like that, 2 outs. As we take a look at the replay once again, we see Ryan Clinch with the bat just above the ball. Really good pitch from Brendan Nail. As the right fielder Ryan Sigmund hitting a single back in the bottom of the second will come out the bat. And that pitch will be ball number 1. Wow, if Ryan Clinch was able to execute that bunt, that would have been a really, really good play for him, as that seemingly looked like it was right down the white line, heading towards third base. As now Sigmund hits one towards the right side of the field and will be a double. He will make it to second, as well as the first baseman Michael Goss scoring. And Ryan Sigmund will score as well. Oh, we have to take a look at that once again. We have both Ryan Sigmund and Michael Goss come in.
Second baseman, number 8,
Austin Embler now up to bat. His day has been 1 strikeout in the first and 1 pop-up in the third. Not a good day, 0 for 2 so far. Looking to change that, as UNCG Spartans now leading 4-1. With 2 outs once again, UNCG able to score. Now the second time they've scored 2 consecutive with basically their backs up against the wall, having 2 outs. Is Austin Embler now with 1 ball and 1 strike. Now will throw. That will That'll be another ball, ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs for the Western Carolina Catamounts. Snail looking to not allow any more runs in this inning. Will throw. And that will be strike 2. Austin Embler seems to be struggling a little bit today as far as figuring out whether the ball is going to be inside the strike zone. His second outing today as he hits one towards left field, right into the glove of Matt Smith. As that will be the ball game. UNCG extends their lead, or not the ball game, but the end of the inning extends their lead 4-1. Be back to the top of the fifth after this.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Greensboro and Winston-Salem, it would be Jason Bramblett. He attracts hundreds of buyers and creates so much demand that Jason can guarantee if your home doesn't sell at a price and deadline you agree to, he will buy it. Partner with the agent I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
Welcome back to the UNCG Spartans and Western Catamounts. Their third game today, ending it, closing up the series on this quite lovely Sunday afternoon as the Spartans were able to extend their lead 2-1 to 4-1. No, 4-1, excuse me, with both Michael Goss and Ryan Sigmund able to score due to Ryan Sigmund's triple initially, and then with the error, he was able to score there with that run and being responsible for both runs there. So along with the score now, Matt Frisbee will be pitching to catcher Spencer Holcomb, for the Catamounts in the top of this fifth. Frisbee throws, will be way inside. It will be ball 1. On deck is center fielder Matthew Kohler. Holcomb's day-to-day consists of a ground out in the second. So 0 for 1 so far. Spencer just accepts that strike there. Now hits it out of play towards the right side of the field. Strike 2. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Frisbee throws again. And that will be a strikeout right there. Good start for Frisbee here with 1 out.
Center fielder, number 10, Matt Kohler.
As Matthew Kohler will come on, and his day-to-day consists of a strikeout in the third. So the top of the third, unable to get anything going there, as he will hit one out of play behind him. Strike 1 there. So a really good strikeout given by Matt Frisbee. Throwing a little slider there, in which the batter was a little confused whether or not that would be a ball. Sliders can be very difficult to hit. As Kohler hits one towards the bullpen of UNCG, the right side of the field there. Be strike 2, and will hit one, pop one up near Mort's vicinity, and Mort will get that second out for the Spartans here. So with 2 outs now, third baseman J.D. Long now Just 0 for 1 today with a pop-up in the third. Will be up to hit. A really good start for Frisbee this afternoon as Long will hit it out of play towards the right side of the field and see his face grimacing as he turns around, and it's like, oh man, I just want to hit the ball, man. As he grounds it out to Trip Shelton, who will get that last out. Really good play by Trip Shelton there, throwing across his body. And that will be the final out. No runs given up. The score is still 4-1, heading the bottom of the fifth after this.
The Southern Conference and its member institutions are committed to the principles of good sportsmanship. We believe that all student athletes, coaches, and spectators should strive to represent the very best spirit.
These are the student athletes. This is where they train. These are their homes. This is where they become Rhodes Scholars and academic All-Americans. These are the athletes they've always admired. This is where champions are crowned and moments are made. This is the Southern Conference.
And welcome back to Western Carolina versus the UNCG Spartans here at the bottom of the fifth, where the Spartans did not, once again, give any runs up, or Matt Frisbee did not, to the Catamounts. The score remains 4-1 as UNCG looks to extend their lead here. The previous inning, the bottom of the fourth, they were able to score 2 runs, thanks into large part for Ryan Sigmund, responsible for Michael Ross and himself being able to get home, as we have Ben Spitznagel, the left fielder for the Spartans, up to bat. And his day consists of a single at first and then a walk in third, so 1 for 1. Good productivity for the Spartans today, as he will accept ball 2 from Nail now. They will throw again, and that will be strike 1. Strike 1, 2 balls given by Brendan Nail. Ben Spitznagel looking to get on base. Once again, that ball will be thrown inside. Will be ball 3. So again, thanks to Ryan Sigmund, really good hit. As Ben Spitznagel will walk now. Score is 4-1 thanks to Ryan Sigmund. Ben Spitznagel will take that walk given by Brendan Neal, as Andrew Moritz now comes up to bat, center fielder, and his day consists of 2 singles, 1 in the first and 1 in the third. So really good for him today, 2 for 2. Look to do nothing but add on to that, as the Spartans, as a team, look to improve their record to a 15-9 overall record and 2-1 record in the Southern Conference. They will look to be tied with Wofford. Mercer seems to be ahead of the game right now with a 21-4 overall record and 2-0 in the Southern Conference. Spartans were picked to be preseason favorites and to win the Southern Conference, so we will see throughout the rest of the season if they are able to get into first place. It's 1 ball, 1 strike for Andrew Moritz. Mandanil checks Spitznagel to make sure he doesn't steal. The sun seems to really be coming out this afternoon. We're calling for cloudy skies. More towards the north side of Greensboro. Seems to be a little cloudy, but over here at UNCG is really nice right now. Spitznagel will swing and will miss. Holcomb attempting to get it to shortstop Brett Pope. Brett Pope attempting to get the out, but Spitznagel will be safe. So we take a look at it once again. Morris swinging a miss. Spencer Holcomb really, really good heads-up play. Just a little too high for Brett Pope. As you see there, Spitznagel able to get on second base. So also good heads-up play for Ben Spitznagel, able to get that base. As really good play by Nail, and Spitznagel will get tagged out, and that will end the inning just like that. Boom, boom, boom. So we now head to the bottom of. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. That was 2 outs. No, excuse me once again. That was 1 out. Okay, so we have 1 out here, and Cesar Trejo now is up to bat. I'm sorry about that, guys. So with 1 out, they were able to get Spitznagel. They were able to get Spitznagel out, yeah. As we take a look at it once again. Yep, Spitznagel attempted to advance to third, but could not. As he will be the first out for the Catamounts this afternoon. Moritz does get on first base, though. So now Cesar Trejo had that single in the third, but was struck out in the first. Looks to go 2 for 3 here. As he took that first ball given by Nail. Nail throws it to Robinson to make sure Moritz doesn't run to second. Nail will glance again and will throw to Trejo. Trejo will swing. And that will count as a strike there. So strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. No end of inning, or not even 2 outs, just 1 out. Sorry about that once again. Cesar Trejo. A really good single, actually. Hit it right over the head of third baseman J.D. Long back in the third inning. As he takes a little breather there. Now awaiting the pitch by Nail. Nail will throw to first base to make sure Moritz does not advance to second. Cesar Trejo awaiting the pitch again by Nail. As we see Nail glancing back and forth, will throw to Trejo, and that will be the second strike. So with 2 strikes, 1 ball, 1 out. Cesar Trejo attempting to at least get on base. And have a chance, or give the Spartans a chance to score here as we have a ball thrown in field. And right fielder Bryce Bowman takes that out, so we will resume play now. Look to see some of the pitcher warming up on UNCG's bullpen. Hit that, threw it into the field. As Trejo would hit one out of play right behind him. Still remains 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. As far as Western Carolina is concerned on the standings, They're tied right now currently with UNCG, and that tie will be broken. Either they will go down third to last, or they will be tied in second place for the SoCon. And Trejo will swing and miss. However, Moritz will get successfully on to second base. Is now the third baseman, Caleb Webster, will get up to bat. And his day consists of, as we look at the replay once again, sees Trejo swings and then miss. Spencer Holcomb, pretty good throw, actually. It was just really far as we see him look towards the umpire. It's like, oh, come on, man, give me a break. Like, I totally got that man out. That was kind of funny to see right there. As we see Holcomb and Nail actually discussing or talking to each other now. Webster awaiting patiently, which his day again consisting of a double and responsible of 2 scores for the Spartans. So has scored half of the score right now with a pop-up in the third. Caleb Webster from Randleman, North Carolina, a freshman. Randleman not too far, about 30 minutes away from the Greensboro area towards northeast of North Carolina. And Randleman, not too far away, so the freshman decided to kind of stay home a little bit, which I don't blame him as he takes that first strike, as people usually do the same thing. I know I'm a victim for that as well. But sometimes as a freshman, you don't want to go too far from home, and you want to make sure that your family is there. As he swings and misses again, that will be strike 2 with 2 outs. Do have a runner on second. As Morris, the center fielder for the Spartans, they're waiting patiently, has really done work today. Struggling to advance to first, struggling to advance to second, but he's done it successfully. And now trying to advance to third or possibly even score. That will be ball 1. The young freshman steps outside the box for a little bit. But really been a productive player, and as a freshman, it's really good for him. He should really feel good about himself, being an accomplished player for the UNCG Spartans this season as a freshman, as a first-year player for them. So now with 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs, Brendan Nail looking to close out the inning and not allow any runs. Nail will throw, and that will be strike. Well, not. He did hit it, but that will be an out again. As UNCG does not score, the score is 4-1. As we see it once again, he barely hits it. Spencer Holcomb able to grab it and easily throw it to first base. 4-1. We'll be back after this.
Some of the changes I've seen myself since I've been here at UNCG is just, I've been really challenged. I've been really encouraged to come out of my comfort zone.
As a professor, what I feel is most important is to find that passion.
If you have this dream of doing something bigger for the world, but you don't know how to get there, this is the place where you go to figure it out.
Hello once again and welcome back. As the top of the 6th, we actually have a pitcher change. Andrew Wentz, the big 6'4", ambidextrous pitcher, actually left or right-handed, as said in his notes, will be coming in now for Matt Frisbee, as Matt Frisbee will be done for the day. Pitched pretty well, only allowing 1 run at the top of the 6th. They felt the need for a change at pitching, so starting the 6th inning, Andrew Wantz will come in and will begin pitching as we take a look at him warming up. For the Spartans here and up to bat for the Western Carolina Catamounts, beginning this inning, will be the second baseman Nobu Suzuki, who is once again responsible for the only run scored by the Catamounts this afternoon. Yesterday, Nobu Suzuki was productive for the Catamounts as well, getting a chance to score for them. Responsible for 1 of the 9 runs yesterday as Wantz throws. That will be his first strike. Always good to get that first strike out the way as a pitcher coming in for the starting pitcher. Will throw again. That will be a ball this time. Ball 1, strike 1. Was going to have that height too. 6'4" at the pitcher's mound. Not many balls can fly above your head or your glove at that point. Maybe a little intimidating considering the velocity of how the ball is going towards the pitcher, but Nobu Suzuki will hit this towards the left side of the field, and that will be out of the park. Going to say stadium, but said park. So Ben Spitznagel attempting to grab that, but the ball will just continued sliding over his glove and into the tree back here near the stadium of the Spartans. And the score is now 4-2 with Suzuki scoring the solo home run for the Catamounts. And we will see with 0 outs if the Catamounts able to feed off of that momentum. Not a good start for Andrew Wantz, the reliever for Matt Frisbee, as he throws for shortstop Brett Pope. That will be ball 1. Brett Pope looking to become productive for this inning, as he struck out in the first inning and popped one up in the 4th. So with 2 balls, Brett Pope looking to feed off of that amazing run hit into left field by Suzuki, as he will pop one up. But Austin Embler says, "I got it, guys." And he does indeed. So that will be out number 1. As Brett Pope will pop one up again. Bryce Bowman, now the right fielder for the Catamounts, will be up to bat here. As going back to that really well hit ball by Suzuki, really giving them momentum here. Brett Pope unable to feed off of that momentum. We'll see if the right fielder Bryce Bowman will be able to feed off of it here and at least get on base. Wantz throws the inside. Once again, ball number 2. So with 1 out, Andrew Wantz allowing the solo home run. Looking to bounce back from that. But that will be a ball 3. Looked as if it could have been a strike, but was not, said the umpire. With 3 balls, Andrew Wantz not wanting to give that 4th one, obviously. As he throws again, and will give that 4th one. And that will be a walk for Bryce Bowman, as he will get on first. Now we have the left fielder, Matt Smith, now. And his day consists of a ground out in the top of the 1st and in the top of the 4th, able to walk. So 0 for 1 so far, the exception of that walk, that free base in the 4th. But now with a runner, Bryce Bowman on first. Matt Smith looks to make some magic, taking that first strike given by Andrew Wantz. And as a reliever in pitching, you really don't want to start your day in this top of the sixth inning with the way he did in the sixth, as Ryan Clinch will throw to Michael Goss, as Bowman will still be safe. Good heads up play though. Just Bowman was closer to the first base and able to slide back on in time. So with 2 strikes, Matt Smith accepts the pitch, and that will be the first ball thrown by Wantz to Smith. As the score again is 4-2. UNCG still leading, but Suzuki being able to score that solo home run. Wantz will throw. And that is a ball. Wow, that looked to be a strike from this angle, but it will not. Whatever the umpire says goes. That was indeed a ball. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes. As we take a look at it again, that still looked inside the strike zone in this angle, but again, if the umpire says it's a ball, it's a ball. And so Wantz looking to throw again, and will, as Smith will hit one out of play towards the right side of the field. It will remain 2 balls, 2 strikes. As the first baseman, Caleb Robinson, is up to bat. Or, excuse me, on deck. And will be looking to get away from his 0-for-2 start for the day. That will be hit right to Austin Embler. Out number 1 and out number 2. And just like that, with that double play, the inning will be over. Good play by both Trip Shelton and Austin Embler, as we will return to the bottom of the 6th inning.
In the top of the 6th inning, there was 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, no runners left on base. Attention, all UNCG students. UNCG's housing and
Add big flavor to your next get-together with Subway Catering, featuring good-to-go boxed meals with a side and freshly baked cookie, crowd-pleasing giant subs, and piled-high sandwich platters overflowing with flavorific choices. All made the way you say with everything you love, like jalapenos and Chipotle Southwest sauce. Subway Catering is simple and satisfying, a great value for any budget. Just call 877-360-CATER or visit Subway.com and let us take care of any occasion. Subway, cater fresh.
And welcome back to Western Carolina versus the UNCG Spartans. And last, at the top of the 6th inning, Andrew Wantz, the relief pitcher, for Matt Frisbee, gave up that solo home run by Nobu Suzuki. However, did not allow any more runs, as it was a great double play by Austin Embler and Trip Shelton, throwing it to Michael Goss to end that inning there and not allow any more runs. The score now is 4-2. As we will have the shortstop Trip Shelton up to bat now. And his day consists of a strikeout in the first and ground out in the fourth. So not where he wants to be today. 0-for-2. Looking to hopefully be 1-for-3 in this inning so far, as he will ground one out to shortstop. And that will be the first out. Brett Pope throws it to Caleb Robinson. So that would be the first out for UNCG. And now first baseman Michael Goss will come up to bat. He's 1 for 2 today with a ground out in second. And in the fourth, was able to hit a single. As also in the fourth, was able to score thanks to Ryan Sigmund's really good hit and the error Western Carolina had in that inning as well. So he will take that first ball by Brendan Nail. Is on deck. We have the catcher Ryan Clinch. Nail will throw inside, ball number 2. That will be strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike now for Michael Goss. From Cartersville, Georgia. A little far away from North Carolina, and he will hit one right in between the shortstop Brett Pope and second base. Going into center field to Matthew Kohler, and we will get on first base. So another single for Michael Goss, and we will see indeed if he is able to score once again, just as he did in the fourth, as we take a look at it once again. Or, excuse me, I'm a little late. As we saw before, really good hit down second base. Just enough for him to get on the first base. Out of reach of Brett Pope. Center fielder Kohler had to scoop it up, but not in time before Goss makes it on base. As now Ryan Clinch, the catcher, will take that first ball from Brendan Nail. And Ryan Clinch's day consists of a ground out on second and a strikeout in the fourth. So 0 for 2 today, looking to change that. He will hit one towards the left side of field into the glove of Matt Smith. That'll be out number 2. And just like that, Ryan Sigmund comes out, who was, as mentioned before, responsible for the 2 runs scored in the bottom of the fourth inning with a single in second and a home run hit along with an RBI, which is how Michael Goss was able to score. We'll see if this will happen again as Austin Embler, the sophomore, is on deck. Nail throws. That will be the first strike that Sigmund will take from Nail. Ryan Sigmund from Danville, Virginia. State right above from North Carolina, so not too far away. A state actually on the borderline of North Carolina, near Mount Airy and all those northern parts of North Carolina. So definitely not too far away. I believe about an hour and a half away. So definitely not far away from his family back at home, as he is a senior now here at UNCG. 1 ball, 1 strike. That will be another ball, as Nail before was checking Michael Goss, making sure base is not stolen. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Ryan Sigmund reminiscing right now and trying to emulate what he performed before, and is unable to do that. He will hit one right to Brett Pope, and that will be the third and final out. So bottom of the 6th, score remains the same. UNCG 4, WCU 2. We'll be back after this, top of the 7th.
The road to Omaha begins in Greenville, South Carolina. The Southern Conference Baseball Tournament comes to Fluor Field May 23rd through 28th. Enjoy some great college baseball with a trip to the NCAA's on the line in a city the New York Times calls one of the top places to go in 2017. Get your tickets to the tournament and book your rooms in that Greenville today. Experience the games. Explore the city.
Human beings can be hungry anytime they please. Maybe you messed up and didn't eat enough lunch. Perhaps dinner is very far away. It doesn't matter. Come to Arby's and solve your hunger problems with dollar sliders, cookies, small-size fries, drinks, and shakes, each for $1 from 2 to 5 p.m., not a.m. Arby's, we have the meats.
Welcome back to Western Carolina versus UNCG as the Spartans is still up 4-2. The Catamounts did not allow any runs to be scored down in the bottom of the sixth. They were, however, in the top of the sixth, able to score one off of Nobu Suzuki's solo home run towards left field as it was out of the reach of Ben Spitznagel's glove, going right outside of the park. As now we have up to bat for this top of the seventh inning, Caleb Robinson, the first baseman for the Catamounts. And Robinson's day consists of 2 pop-ups, one in the second, one on the fourth. So 0 for 2 today, looking to climb WCU back into this as he will take the first strike from Andrew Wantz. Andrew Wantz started his day in the top of the sixth, giving up that home run hit by Suzuki as Robinson will hit one towards the Western Carolina bullpen out of play. Strike 2. So 2 strikes. Wantz will pitch again. And that will be a ball. First ball. So Ryan Klitsch makes sure he's able to make sure the ball is inside his glove and doesn't sporadically get around outside of play, as that is another ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now for the first baseman, Caleb Robinson. Caleb Robinson will swing, and that will be a miss. So good start for Andrew Wantz here. That will be the first out. Good strikeout for, as we look at it again, we will see him swinging. The ball seemed to be low, but it looked as if it was going to be. Andrew Wantz able to get that strikeout before, as he gets one here. Correction, was saying Wantz. It's actually Wentz. Sorry for that. All of you that are listening here is Wentz. There was another strike there. So strike 2. That is to designated hitter Andrew Bullock, who was over 2 today with a pop-up in the second, strikeout in the fourth. So 2 strikes, 0 balls, and 1 out. Andrew Wantz in good shape so far. Bullock will hit it right to Michael Goss. Andrew Wantz, good awareness, but Michael Goss did not need it, as Goss simply taps the base. That will be 2 outs right there. Now the Spencer Holcomb, the catcher for the Catamounts now, will be up to bat, and he has been 0 for 2 today with a strikeout in the third, and pop up in the fifth. Wantz throws, and that will be a strike. Wantz looking seemingly like he's turning the point here, or he's at a turning point, in which is good for him, because after allowing that run, that from Nobu Suzuki. Hasn't allowed one since. Looks like he's warming up more now, or getting heated up, as that will be hit towards center fielder Andrew Morris, and that will be the third and final out. So top of the seventh, the score still remains the same, 4-2. Be back to the bottom of the seventh after this.
Some of the changes I've seen myself since I've been here at UNCG is just, I've been really challenged. I've been really encouraged to come out of my comfort zone.
As a professor, what I feel is most important is to find that passion.
You have this dream of doing something bigger for the world, but you don't know how to get there. This is the place where you go to figure it out.
Welcome back to the bottom of the seventh inning. Western Carolina 2 and UNCG leading them 4. With Brendan Nail still at pitching for the Western Carolina Catamounts. Austin Embler will be up to bat, starting this bottom of the seventh inning here, and his day consists of, well, he's been 0 for 3 with a strikeout in the first and pop-ups in the third and fourth. So not the day that he envisioned for himself, as yesterday he was able to at least be 1 for 3 and hit a triple and then run and score for the UNCG Spartans yesterday. As he looks to bounce back today, and then on deck, the left fielder Ben Spitznagel will be immediately after him.
Second baseman, number 8, Austin Embler.
As both, or all 4 runs have come off of UNCG having 2 outs. So again, going back to the word of the day, clutch. As they have been, is what they have been this afternoon, with 2 outs in the first and in the fourth. As Austin Embler will take that first ball from Nail. Nail will throw again, and that will be the first strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike for Austin Embler. Austin Embler looking frustrated as you see him hitting the bat on the ground there. Usually they get out the batter's box and hit. And that will be a hit, actually down second. Good hit for Austin Embler. His frustration, I guess, in this situation pays off. And able to hit that right behind the pitcher, Brendan Nail, and in between Brett Pope and Nobu Suzuki. We take another look at it once again as Brendan Nail seemed to have almost tripped over that. But he's okay, and really good hit for Austin Embler as he was looking to get out of that slump for the day. So now left fielder Ben Spitznagel comes in. His day consists of being 1 for 1, with the exception of walking twice, 1 in the third and 1 in the fifth. So he'll take that first strike given by Brendan Nail. And on deck, center fielder Andrew Moritz was responsible for 1 of the 4 runs scored for the Spartans this afternoon. As Spitznagel will take the first ball thrown by Brendan Nail. Brendan Nail getting set to pitch once again. Glancing towards first, he sees Austin Embler searching for second, but does not. Brendan Nail throws again to Caleb Robinson, the first baseman for the Catamounts. Spitznagel from Cincinnati, Ohio. Home of the Cincinnati Reds, Cincinnati Bengals, NFL, Major League being the Reds. And of course, Ohio, where the notorious LeBron James is from and currently plays with Cleveland in the NBA. So Ohio, definitely a well-known state for sports. As Spitznagel will ground one out right towards the pitcher, Brendan Nail. Brendan Nail will throw it to Caleb Robinson. That will be the first out for the Catamounts this afternoon. Andrew Moritz now the center fielder, who is 3 for 3. Very productive as we look at the replay once again. Hits it right to Nail, and Nail with very good awareness, very good throw as well. Throws it to Robinson there, getting the out. Andrew Moritz once again, a sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Hits one right here. It's a bunt. And he will get on first base safely along with Austin Embler advancing to third. And I got to say, that is a really, really good executed play by Andrew Moritz. As we now have Cesar Trejo, the DH today, designated hitter for the Spartans up. But really, really good play for the Spartans. As we take a look at it once again, Andrew Moritz just bunts it right down the line towards third base. Embler able to advance to third. And it wasn't too hard, to which third baseman J.D. Long was able to throw it in time to Caleb Robinson, but just soft enough that he's able to advance. Really good play as we see now everybody huddle up in the pitcher's mound for Western Carolina. As once again with two outs, really, really clutch play for the UNCG Spartans. And we're going to see a pitching change for the Catamounts now. It's Brendan Nail is coming out. And now Corey Anderson will be coming in for Western Carolina this afternoon in relief for Brendan Nail. So I guess it's safe to say that heads-up play by Andrew Moritz went ahead and, in essence, threw Nail out the game. As Nail is now done for the day, and Corey Anderson now warming up, as we see. Also take a look at Andrew Moritz on base over there. As just can't describe that play as enough. It was a simple bunt, but it's amazing how a simple bunt can really give a team energy, momentum, and really go well for a team as well as it has for the Spartans. As they're in scoring position with Austin Embler being on third. As we take a look at it once again, you see the bunt. It's just perfect. I mean, it's just right down third base. Brendan Nail giving a hard time. Maybe a sort of miscommunication there, perhaps, as we saw the ball pass Brendan Nail and third baseman J.D. Long eventually reaching towards it. But, again, just to say the least, very, very good play by Andrew Moritz there. Now giving giving his team a opportunity to score. Cesar Trejo is now up to bat, as mentioned before. Cesar Trejo, his day consists of being 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts, 1 on the first, 1 on the fifth, and then a single in the third. As we hear his theme song once again, enjoys that reggaeton music. It sounds like. As now the new pitcher, the reliever Corey Anderson, comes in. Will throw. That will be way outside of the strike zone. Will be ball one for the right-handed pitcher this afternoon. So Trejo with 2 outs for the UNCG Spartans, looking to hit it so that Embler can score. Spencer Holcomb showing nobody advances. Good heads up play for him. Ball number 2. Excuse me, with 1 out. Not with 2 outs, with 1 out. Well, that's good. That's even more breathing room for the Spartans as Trejo will pop one up towards center field. Austin Embler will score. So that is the second out. Popped up towards Matt Smith. Matt Smith will get the out. However, Austin Embler able to score. Is now 5-2 UNCG. And this is very familiar as we look at the replay again. Trejo pops one up near Matt Smith's vicinity. Pitcher Corey Anderson, good awareness, coming to home plate. As the throw just out of the reach. And quite frankly, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Austin Embler was already on base, on home plate by that time. As third baseman now, Caleb Webster comes in, consisting of 1 for 3, however, in the first, responsible for 2 out of the 5 runs now. The double and 2 RBIs. As he will take that first strike given by Anderson. And going back to the familiarity of the score, they scored 5 runs as Webster hits one out of play, strike 2 towards first base, right side of the field. Scored 5 runs yesterday in the loss against WCU, and the day before won 5-4. So quite familiar with this score right here. They, of course, look to extend the lead with 2 outs and 2 strikes for Webster here. As Webster will pop one up towards right side of the field. Right fielder Bryce Bowman looks to make a play and cannot, as that will be out of play into the lawn. One of the young men, as I mentioned earlier, went ahead. One of the young boys with the gloves went ahead and searched for that ball, and one of them got it. Look to be playing with it now. That will still remain strike 2 with 2 outs. With a runner on second, Andrew Moritz is the runner on second. Anderson throws. That will be ball 1. So ball 1, 2 strikes, 2 outs for the UNCG Spartans in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Anderson gets set to throw once again. Glancing towards second, will throw. That will be a base hit. Actually, a double for Andrew Moritz, as Andrew Moritz will score, and the score is now 6-2. As we look at that hit once again, really good hit by Caleb Webster, right in between shortstop and second base, and there was just quite frankly nothing that the Catamounts can do with that. So now, 7-2, as UNCG has been able to accumulate 3 runs here in the bottom of the 7th. So now the shortstop, Trip Shelton, comes in the bat now. Junior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Very familiar with that part of town, as where I'm from as well. Sounds like he made the same decision as me, is staying close to home, but not too close, such as Winston-Salem State or Wake Forest or any universities in Winston-Salem. as he hits one out. That will be strike two. But again, with two outs, they are able to score again and now get out of that 5-run mark for the past 2 days within this weekend. Able to score another one, accumulate one more, 6. So 6-2. Apologize for the wrong score before. It is 6-2. Accumulate 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th, not 3-2. So 6-2 UNCG. Trip Shelton accepting that first ball from Anderson with 2 strikes and 2 outs. Caleb Webster on base right now for the Spartans. Webster now responsible for one of the runs for UNCG. Again, 6-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Anderson set to throw. 2 Trip Shelton. Anderson throws. Shelton will hit one out of play, and that is well out the reach of some of the young boys there on the green lawn, looking to catch some of the balls there. As we have, it looks like a little toddler now chasing after one of them. Always good to see UNCG fans out there supporting their team. As they're leading right now, their team is leading 6-2. Shelton will hit one right into the glove. That looked to be like it was going to be a good hit. Right into the glove of Matt Smith. UNCG able to accumulate 2 more runs. Scores now 6-2. We'll be back to the top of the 8th after this.
To your next get-together with Subway Catering, featuring good-to-go boxed meals with a side and freshly baked cookie, crowd-pleasing giant subs, and piled-high sandwich platters overflowing with flavorific choices. All made the way you say with everything you love, like jalapenos and Chipotle Southwest sauce. Subway Catering is simple and satisfying, a great value for any budget. Just call 877-360-CATER or visit Subway.com and let us take care of any occasion. Subway, cater fresh.
Welcome back to the top of the 8th inning now. The UNCG Spartans now leading 6-2 as they were able to accumulate 2 runs. Excuse me, thanks to both Cesar Trejo with the sacrifice fly and Andrew Moritz as well. Yes. So now up to bat with, again, Andrew Wentz pitching now, will be Matthew Kohler. And his day consists of being 0 for 2 so far with a strikeout in 3rd and a pop-up in 5th. So now with the Catamounts looking to come back, Kohler, of course, looking to be more productive for them. Did not plan on getting off to this 0-2 start as he'll take the first strike from Andrew Wentz. Looked to be it was a strike. Will be ball number 3. Oh, ball number 2, yeah. 1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kind of confusing, yeah. But 2 strikes now. That wasn't confusing. Very conspicuous there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 0 outs in the top of the 8th. Andrew Wentz doing a pretty decent job at pitching after allowing that first home as he strikes Matthew Kohler out. Matthew Kohler with a strikeout here. And that will be the first out for UNCG this afternoon. So take a look at it once again. Didn't really get to see that well, but really good throw. Obviously, really good throw. Caught Matthew Kohler swinging and missing. As it will be the first ball given by Andrew Wentz here. Andrew Wentz throws again. It will be ball number 2. As now the third baseman, J.D. Long, up to bat. J.D. Longs, they consist of pop-up in the third and a ground out in the fifth. And there will be strike. Excuse me, that's Dustin Sparks, who just hit it right into the glove of Andrew Moritz. That will be out number 2.
Second baseman, number 7, Nobu Suzuki.
So now Nobu Suzuki, the basically, not going to say hero because they're not winning, but the most productive player, of course, today just took a strike from Wentz here. And we'll take a ball here. The most productive player of the day for the Catamounts hit a double in the first and was able to score in the first and was able to score against that solo home run hit in the sixth. So responsible for both scores today for the Catamounts. Suzuki doing as much as he can in order to prevent the Catamounts from going 1-2 in the series against the UNCG Spartans this weekend. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs as Wentz looks to close it as he throws. That will be hit all the way towards Ryan Sigmund's way, and that will end the inning just like that. Return to the bottom of the 8th. Score is still 6-2 UNCG after this.
There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and no
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Greensboro and Winston-Salem, it would be Jason Bramblett. He attracts hundreds of buyers and creates so much demand that Jason can guarantee if your home doesn't sell at a price and deadline you agree to, he will buy it. Partner with the agent I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
And welcome back to the Western Carolina and UNCG game. As just for a note, Cameron Black here now will be here now. Cameron Black here will be playing third base now, replacing J.D. Long for the rest of the day now. As again, the Spartans lead is still 6-2. They did not allow a run. Andrew Wentz, once again, is doing a really good job in not allowing any runs since Nobu Suzuki, and actually did not allow Nobu Suzuki to score, even get on base in the previous inning in the top of the 8th, as he popped one up towards Ryan Sigmund's vicinity. We will have the first baseman now, Michael Goss, up to bat, and his day consists of being 2 for 3, a ground out in the second and 2 singles in the fourth and the sixth, also being responsible for scoring in the fourth as one of the 6 runs for the UNCG Spartans. And we'll take that first ball from Corey Anderson. So Anderson will throw again, and that will be a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike for Goss here. And in case if you guys actually pay attention to spring training in the MLB, the New York Yankees are leading the Tampa Bay Rays 6-3 right now. Most people say spring training doesn't matter, but the Yankees actually having the best record right now at, I believe, 18-7, heading into the MLB season debut. They will actually be facing the Rays April 2nd. Just in case if any of you guys pay attention to the Yankees, as Michael Goss hits one towards the left side of the field. That will be a very good hit, as Western Carolina not able to do anything about that one, as we perhaps take a look at it once again. Matt Smith able to corral that, but not before it gets past third. As we see that again, we see shortstop Brett Pope and Cameron Black here looking at it, basically waving goodbye as it goes above their heads and into the field, the outfield near Matt Smith. So good start for UNCG, as we now have Ryan Clinch, the catcher for the Spartans, attempting a bunt there. That will be the first strike as he hits it out of play. And his day consists of a ground out on the second, a strikeout in the fourth, and a pop-up in the sixth. So 0 for 3. Definitely looking to extend their lead, or to at least get on base for himself for the Spartans. As on deck, we will have Ryan Sigmund, the right fielder, who is responsible for 2 runs scored back in the fourth. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. As UNCG looking to, well, Ryan clinch this game and clinch this series and win 2-1 for this weekend. Probably a terrible pun, but you know I try. Anyway, back to baseball. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Ryan Clinch takes that last strike by Anderson. But with 0 outs, of course, as mentioned before, Michael Goss able to get on base with that really good hit towards left field. Excuse me, the Yankees are 21-7, in case any of you guys who, of course, pay attention to the Yankees or spring training. Still the best record. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Ryan Clinch here in the bottom of the 8th. Corey Anderson allowing 2 runs now, both coming in the bottom of the 7th, and Clinch will hit one right in between right and center. Clinch will move to second, and Michael Goss gets to third, wanting to score, but did not. Now 2 runners now. As we look at the replay once again, he will hit that. Clinch will. Right in between, we will call that right center field. In between Matthew Kohler and Bryce Bowman. Unable to get that in time in order to, or retrieve the ball in time in order to throw back to the second or third baseman. It was now Cameron Black here. We now have Ryan Sigmund up to bat. And his day consists of being 2 for 3, a single in the second, and as mentioned before, responsible for 2 scores in the fourth, and a ground out in the 6th. So looking to do the opposite of what he did in the 6th and get back to his scoring ways. Is we had a little break. As Western Carolina's infield will huddle up for a little bit, along with catcher Spencer Coleman. But as we come near to the end of the game now, bottom of the 8th, Spartans in very good position once again with 0 outs this time to score as they're leading 6-2 now. And boy, Ryan Sigmund is not the guy you want to face, as he's responsible for 2 scores, him getting in himself and Michael Goss scoring again. So will this be a repeat of what we saw back in the 4th inning? UNCG Catamounts, of course, led through the top of the 1st, of course. But at the bottom, UNCG was leading 2 as Sigmund hits the ball out of play directly behind him, strike 1. And since then, UNCG just hasn't looked back, and they've extended their lead in both the 4th and the 7th inning, and now looking to do that once again in position to extend their lead with Goss on third base here. And Clinch being on second. And Sigmund, of course, being the batter. So 1 ball, 1 strike. So Ryan Sigmund prepares for the pitch by Corey Anderson. Anderson throws. There'll be a swing and a miss. Wow. That indeed was a fast ball, and Ryan Sigmund just unable to get any piece of that ball there. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Ryan Sigmund steps out of the batter's box for a little bit. As behind him, or on deck, Austin Embler, who is 1 for 4, able to score a single, and Sigmund will hit the ball, however, will not make it on base. So that will be out number 1. Good heads up play for the catcher Spencer Holcomb for the Catamounts there. As we take a look at it once again, we see that he barely hit the ball. Holcomb, Spencer Holcomb was attempting to tag him there, making sure, also good awareness, that Michael Goss doesn't score. And goes ahead and gets the out for UNCG. As now Austin Embler up, as mentioned before, 1 for 4, strikeout in the 1st, pop-ups in the 3rd and 4th, but able to single 1 in the bottom of the 7th. He will hit 1 out of play towards the left side of the field. That will indeed be a strike there. As we see one of the kids, the left side of the field now chasing after the ball, and he sure does get it. As mentioned, always good to see these supporters of these teams, as they definitely need it with all the academic work they have to deal with during the week, and then practicing early or late at night, and then traveling. These college teams definitely need the support, as much support as they can get from their friends, family, acquaintances, anybody that they know, of course. So Austin Embler, 1 ball, 1 strike. Looking to bunt here, and does, unsuccessfully though, as Michael Goss will be safe. And that will be yet another run scored. 7-2. Corey Anderson attempted to get it to Spencer Coleman there. We perhaps maybe take another look at it. And yes, we will. Bunts it. Goss gets on the base. Yes, because he needed to be tagged as well. Yep. Unable to tag Goss in time as the ball slips out of the glove anyway. Score is now 7-2 UNCG. So now with Embler on first, and we have Clinch on third, with only 1 out, as Ben Spitznagel takes the first ball. We have Ben Spitznagel now up to bat when his day consisting of being 1 for 2. A single in the first, a ground out in the seventh, with the exception of 2 walks in the third and the fifth. So with 1 out and with 1 ball, Spitznagel, left fielder for the Spartans, will hit one right into center field as we have Clinch get in to score. So now it will be 8-2. Now we have Andrew Moritz coming in the bat, and he is a perfect 4 for 4 this afternoon with singles on the first, third, fifth, and seventh. So perhaps not somebody Corey Anderson wants to face right now. As we take a look at that replay real quick, we see Ryan Clinch heading into home. Score is now 8-2. So 2 runs so far being accumulated with now 2 outs. And with ball 1 given by Anderson, Andrew Moritz with a perfect 4 for 4 at bat so far. Looks to increase that, and he will hit one out of play towards the left side of the field or nearly directly behind him. Will kind of strike 1. So now 1 ball, 1 strike, as we have still Austin Embler on first. And he looking towards second. Corey Anderson says, you are not advancing on my watch right now. Andrew Moritz still up on the plate. Moritz will ground one out to the shortstop, and that will be the third and final out. UNCG, however, able to accumulate 2 runs. So the score is now 8-2 UNCG. We'll be back to the top of the 9th after this.
These are the student athletes. This is where they train. These are their homes. This is where they become Rhodes Scholars and academic All-Americans. These are the athletes they've always admired. This is where champions are crowned and moments are made. This is the Southern Conference.
Welcome back to Western Carolina versus the UNCG Spartans, as the Spartans were able to accumulate 2 runs thanks to Michael Goss as well as Ryan Clinch, able to get in for the 2 runs by UNCG, who are now leading 8-2. As for Western Carolina, the shortstop Brett Pope will now be leading them off to bat. And his day consists of being 0 for 3, as he had a strikeout in the first and 2 pop-ups in the fourth and 6th. So here now in the top of the 9th, it's tied at least or not, because if the Catamounts are not able to score here, score at least 6 runs, the game will be over. I mean, not necessary to play a 9th inning as the rules go in baseball. As Wentz will throw that first ball, will throw that first strike now. So 1-1 for Brett Pope, as Bryce Bowman, the right fielder, is on deck right now. Will be up to bat next. As Pope will hit one out of play towards first base there, towards the UNCG bullpen to be exact. As the sun now really shining. You can see the sun now really shining today on the field, as it's sunnier than even before, as I mentioned before. So the sun coming out, literally and perhaps metaphorically for the Spartans today, is Pope will hit one to Shelton. Shelton will get it to Goss for the first out in this evening, or this inning.
Right fielder, number 12, Bryson Bowman.
So now the right fielder, Bryce Bowman, will be hitting this afternoon. As we take a look at it once again, Brett Pope hits one to shortstop Trip Shelton, who throws a good ball all the way to Michael Goss. I've been saying Bryce Bowman for a while now. Correction, Bryson Bowman here will now be hitting, and his day consists of a ground out in first. He did hit a single in the fourth, and so he is 1 for 2 today, with the exception of a walk given to him in the sixth. So 1 for 2, and with 1 ball, 1 strike, Andrew Wentz gets set to pitch. He'll throw, and that will be another ball. So now 2 balls, 1 strike, with 1 out. Spartans are simply looking to produce 2 more outs to end the game, as Wentz will throw a strike. Will be a swing and a miss for Bowman there. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wentz looks to close this one out. Here, as on deck is Matt Smith, the left fielder for the Catamounts. Wentz throws. Bowman will hit one towards left field, as Spitznagel's able to get that. So 2 outs right there for the Spartans. Not looking good for the Catamounts here, as they have 2 outs now. And the Spartans can clinch it right here with getting Matt Smith out. Matt Smith's day has been 0 for 2. Ground out in first and sixth, with the exception of a walk in the fourth, as he just hits that one out of play. Hit a piece of it towards the part of the bat where he grips it. So that falls behind him there. So it'll be strike 1. 1 strike and 2 outs, as he hits one again out of the play. So that will be a strike 2. So now the Spartans, specifically Andrew Wentz, has an opportunity to close this game out here with the score of 8-2. UNCG leading. Matt Smith up to bat. Wentz will pitch. And that will be a ball. Wow, did that look like it was a strike, actually, initially, from this angle. But indeed, the umpire said it was a ball. Wentz throws again. Will hit it right to center field, and that will be at least a double here. He will try to advance again, as both Spitznagel and Moritz unable to come up with it. Moritz, very good attempt, though, at trying to get that third and final out. And now that will be a double. As we look at it once again, we see that hit right in between center field and left field. We'll call that left center field. And Andrew Moritz tried for it. I mean, he did the best he could. It was just clearly out of his reach. It was one of those spots where, for an outfielder, you can't do much there. So Matt Smith, really good hit there, keeping them in the game, so to speak, so far, as Wentz will throw the first ball to Caleb Robinson, the first baseman for the Catamounts. His day is a whopping 0 for 3, as he popped one up in the second and the fourth, and then struck out in the seventh, as Wentz just threw the first strike there. Again with 2 outs, looking to get this win for the Spartans. That will be the second strike right there. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wentz can once again win the game for the Spartans right here. Robinson awaiting the pitch. Wentz in preparation for pitching. Andrew Wentz throws, and that will be a ball right to Andrew Morris, and that will end the game, ladies and gentlemen, as UNCG defeats the Western Carolina Catamounts 8-2 and takes the series for the weekend 2-1. As the Spartans will be back in action on Tuesday against UNC Asheville at 6 p.m. Thank you all for listening today, and we will see you again Tuesday evening. You guys have a good one.